Look at the map, right where Europe almost touches Africa. Here, at the mouth of the Mediterranean, just 14 kilometers of open water separate two entire continents. But cross to the African side and you don't actually leave Europe. Because right here, on the coast of Morocco, sits a small piece of Spain, a city called Ceuta. Ceuta is tiny, just 18.5 square kilometers, smaller than many airports, home to around 83,000 people packed onto a rocky peninsula that pushes out into the sea. To the north, a 1-hour ferry links it to mainland Spain, 17 kilometers across the Strait of Gibraltar. And to the south, a land border of only 6 kilometers. This is one of just 2 places on the planet where the European Union meets the African mainland by land. This spot has been prized for 3,000 years. The ancient Greeks pictured 2 great pillars of Hercules guarding this strait. The Rock of Gibraltar to the north, and many believed Ceuta's own mountain Monte Hacho to the south. The Romans named the 7 hills here Septem Fratres, the 7 brothers. Say Septem out loud, and you can already hear where the name Ceuta comes from. Whoever controlled this rock controlled the gateway between 2 seas and 2 worlds. So almost everyone tried. Phoenicians, Carthaginians, Romans, and Byzantines all held it in turn. Then, in the year 711, the city became a launchpad for the Muslim armies that swept across the strait and conquered almost all of Spain. Centuries later, in 1415, a Portuguese fleet stormed Ceuta. It was Portugal's first overseas conquest, the opening move of Europe's age of empire. When the crowns of Portugal and Spain united in 1580, Ceuta came along. And when they split apart again, the city chose to stay Spanish, made official by treaty in 1668. It has been Spanish ever since, for over 350 years. All those centuries at a crossroads left their mark. Ceuta is famous for 4 cultures living side by side. Christian, Muslim, Jewish, and Hindu, each with its own community in this one small city. It's a duty-free port with its own special tax rules. It pays in euros, and it is fully part of the European Union. A little Europe with an African address. But being Europe's doorstep in Africa comes at a price. Ceuta's land border is ringed by tall fences and has become one of the most closely watched frontiers on Earth. In May 2021, around 8,000 people crossed into the city in just 2 days during a diplomatic standoff between Spain and Morocco. Morocco has never fully accepted Spanish rule here, calling Ceuta a relic of another age. Spain replies that it is simply a Spanish city. The argument is far from over. So Ceuta is a paradox you can walk across in an afternoon. A European city on African soil, 3,000 years old, and still argued over today. The world is full of borders that don't quite make sense, and that is exactly what makes geography so much fun to explore. Want to see how well you really know the map? Guessterra turns the whole planet into a guessing game. Download it free on iOS and Android and start exploring.